Hello.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
ma'am.
Raji. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How was your morning?
Come again, please.
How was your morning?
My morning has been pretty good, I would say, because it's my anniversary today, wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So I've been over the moon since morning, and
Uh-huh.
people are bombarding me with lots of messages. So feeling like special today.
Yeah, you should feel special today. I hope you get the same feeling from your spouse also.
Yes, yes. Luckily.
Uh-huh. What's the plan for celebration then?
Just a small celebration at home. We'll bring some cake or some food items from outside. Just that small
Right,
celebration.
right. Wow. If I may ask, how many years have it been? Has it been?
It's been 9 years.
Wow, that's a long,
Mhm.
long time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But still, this is the only day when we feel special, and rest of the days in a year
They're
we do
just
not feel.
normal.
We feel normal,
I
right?
think it's good to have certain days just to
Hmm.
remember those important moments of our lives and just to cherish
Hmm.
the memories. I think it's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
And
also
it
get to
feels like an
connect with people.
achievement.
It's kind of an achievement when it comes to wedding. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because it's
Right.
tough.
I think any relationship is tough, but because
Hmm.
this is probably one of the most important relationships in our lives, we
Exactly.
we tend to it a little bit more caution and care.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. Well said.
right, right. I don't know how we would grow without a marriage, right? As a person.
Hmm. Like I don't overthink actually. I just go with the flow. So, but it's just that I'm feeling good that it's been 9 years already, and we'll
Mm,
see how it goes.
nice.
So one step at a time, maybe.
One step at a time, exactly.
Mm.
Well, our topic for today is the rhythm of routine. But I mean, let's not discuss the simple routine. Would you be up for a little complex
Mhm.
ideas about it?
Yes, we
Yeah?
can do that.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
So tell me, over last few years, how your routine reflects your priorities.
How my routine reflects my priorities. I would say, first of all, I set my priorities and accordingly, I set my routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I started my YouTube channel in August 2024. Since then, I
Okay.
have been really conscious about my routines because if you don't follow a routine, a set routine, then you tend to procrastinate and then it hampers your work as well, your family, your health. So it takes a
Everything.
toll on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So since then, I've started working on my routine. Earlier than that, I was not following any set routine. But
Mm.
yes, if you have a look at my routine, then you'll find me in the morning time. You'll always find me doing something productive because I always try to utilize my time when my kids are not at home. So they
Okay.
are at school right now. So I'm trying to utilize my time by taking sessions or by creating videos for my YouTube channel. So I
Right.
don't waste any spare time. So make
Ah.
use of small pockets of time during my day. So whenever my kids are away from me, maybe playing outside or watching TV
Mm.
or they are with their grandparents, so I always make use of that time.
Okay.
So this is one thing that has been constant since then with me.
Okay.
And then the usual routine of a homemaker, like preparing meals
So
and
that
taking
shows
care of household
family as your
chores.
priority.
Yes, that is also a priority, but more than that, I feel that we should keep ourselves on the top priority, topmost priority.
Yeah.
So I have started doing that consciously.
Uh-huh.
So I feel good about it because I also feel that if you don't take care of yourself, your health, your state of mind or mindset, I can say, no matter how much work you do, the whole day, but you still feel dissatisfied at the end of the day.
Right.
But if you take care of all the household chores or you do a lot of work the whole day and you do a little something for yourself, so you feel so
Mm.
content, you go to bed with a lot of contentment. So that is
Right.
what I always look forward to.
Wow. So basically, you are saying that you cannot fill from
Mhm.
an empty cup. That's the
Exactly.
philosophy of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So, what do you do for yourself?
Mhm. First of all, like I really like speaking in English and teaching English as well. So I have my YouTube channels. I dedicate my time to my YouTube channels. I stay consistent on those two YouTube channels, and then I teach spoken English to many students. We have WhatsApp
Mm-hmm.
learning communities where we help them improve their English. So
Okay.
whenever we receive good feedback from them, again, we feel like we're doing something worth it, right? So
Oh,
that gives me a lot of satisfaction
okay.
and it
So,
keeps me
speaking in
going.
English is your me time.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right.
Good. When you make a scale your me time, there is no
Mhm.
limit to progress, right? The sky is the limit.
Exactly.
I would say you
Right,
can go
right.
beyond sky if you want.
True that. And it's also like killing two birds with a stone.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. That's the
Mhm.
best way. It's like loving your profession.
Exactly. So
How
that
beautiful that
is
would be.
right. So that is the reason I feel so fortunate that sooner or later I got my true calling and I'm really enjoying it because
Ah,
before this as well, I've tried a lot of things and I was always struggling to find my niche or find my
okay.
true calling. So you wouldn't believe I have 7 YouTube channels. So I tried
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
things, lots of,
Uh-huh.
and then finally I found my niche where people are really
Wow.
loving my videos and I'm also loving creating such videos for them.
Right, right, right. Okay. So I believe you are almost at home in on your normal working day or routine day because
Yes.
you also work from home and you have your family to take care of, right? Now, being in this mode when you are a working professional, also a homemaker, both at home, how do you switch from your work mode to rest mode?
Okay. So it has become effortless for me, like a second nature for me these days. Earlier, I used to struggle with this thing that how to switch, instantly from homemaker mode to work mode. That was difficult.
Yeah.
But now, over the period of time, I've become habitual to this switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find me like one moment you'll find me doing the dishes, and the next moment you'll find me taking classes or conducting classes for my students. So I keep
Right.
rushing all day long. I keep rushing and keep myself.
Right, right. You can use the phrase here, shift the gears, right?
Yes, yes, that
Yeah,
is
you shift the mental gears very easily
mhm,
because that has been your practice for a while now.
exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but still you are talking about switching from homemaker mode to working professional mode. Then
Mhm.
how does the rest mode come?
Rest mode for that, again, a conscious effort that if you're doing a lot of work for family, for yourself, then rest is also important. That should be one of the priorities as well. So during afternoon, I take a short nap,
Ah,
and that's something not non-negotiable for me, right? Because after
really?
that,
Okay.
I feel so relaxed, so recharged, and then I can do more work.
Right, right, right. Okay. Let's say you have a friend with you who finds it very difficult to accept the culture of spontaneity. See, sometimes it's always good to stick to a routine, but sometimes when some urgency is there, we also need to change our priorities, and on an urgent basis, we need to change what we do. Right? It is an important part of life, but sometimes people are so rigid with the routine that they are not able to adapt to this culture of spontaneity. And if you have somebody like that, let's say
Mhm.
I am that person, what would be your advice? How would you approach me? How would you give me feedback on this kind of mentality, behavior, and how would you try to change it?
That's an interesting question, and I can totally resonate with it, I tell you. Because earlier, I also used to think that we should always have a routine and we must follow the routine, the rhythm, right? But over time, I've realized that it is completely impossible, especially for a homemaker, to follow a
Mm.
set routine because there is a lot of uncertainty in their lives, maybe
Yeah.
related to kids, related to family responsibilities. Sometimes simply guests arrived all of a sudden, right? So you'll
Yeah.
have to take care of them as well. Then your kids might fall sick, right? So there are a lot of situations, possibilities
Ups
that
and
you
downs.
come
Yeah.
across, right? So I would suggest taking a day at a time. For example, for today, You can plan your day a day before, like a night before. Just create a list, like what all things you need to take care of the next day. And then you have your to do list with you. Then the next day, you have to make sure that I check all the points in the list. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're done with that, that's more than enough. That is your goal for the day. So set small goals for yourself, day,
Yeah.
like one day at a time. You'll not feel overwhelmed. And even if you go off track, that's completely okay. You need to accept the fact that sometimes it happens and it's completely okay. You can shift your remaining or pending task to the next day. Or maybe you can manage a little time for that as well by going the extra mile, or by, maybe going to bed a little late at
Hmm.
night, right? So you'll have to manage, because you have to accept the fact that there is uncertainty as well in life. You cannot simply work as a robot, or cannot simply work on an autopilot mode every day, right? So
Hmm.
it happens.
Yeah,
So,
so I will just get into that mode where I'm that friend who is rigid, right? When a
mhm.
person is rigid, they are not so easy to accept suggestions, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't reflect on the routine. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree, Sunita, that flexibility is required. But the problem is that the flexibility is expected only from me in the family,
Mhm.
and nobody
Okay.
else is trying to become flexible. So I am the one who is expected to be flexible because everybody else is following a rigid routine. Now
Yeah.
I'm also a working professional. I also
Mhm.
need my me time. But
Mhm.
anytime when I want to have an afternoon nap, somebody
Mhm.
comes and tells you, let's go to the market. That
Mhm.
is very difficult.
Many people face this kind of situations in their lives, but at the same time, you need to learn how to say no to others. So, very
Uh-huh.
politely, you can simply deny their request, or you can say that we'll go sometime later. I'm not feeling well, or I'm swamped right now, so we'll do that later. So, learn to say no to people. That will give you a lot of peacefulness in your life, right? Peace
Yeah.
in
A
life.
sense of control.
Exactly, sense of control. True that, true that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
saying no is really crucial, and it will help you a lot in your life, right? Second thing, one more suggestion, that you can delegate your responsibilities, because
Mhm.
homemakers are supposed to take care of everything, be it anything, anything and everything, I would say. So that time they need to speak up for themselves, because nobody else will. So simply
You
delegate
said
your
we need to
responsibility.
speak up for themselves. We need to speak up for ourselves,
Ourselves.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. Speak up for ourselves, and delegate your responsibility to your spouse, maybe some small household chores to your kids, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
We can
wiping the
also
dining
hire a
table.
house help. Yeah.
Yes, yes, house help is definitely there. And then your in-laws as well. Like when they're sitting idle, you can simply pass on some vegetables to them to chop it, right? So that would
Yeah.
help. Because sometimes
Nice.
they also don't realize that we can do this thing, but when you gently push them to do these things, they'll do it happily, right?
Right. Right.
So we need to speak up a little.
Nice. That was very good advice, Anita. Thank you. I would try to do that. Okay. Tell me, do you sometimes feel that there are some bottlenecks in your routine and it's very difficult to clear them? How do you identify them or how do you go around them?
I do not think that there are any bottlenecks as such, because I'm very flexible. Okay,
Uh,
and at the same time, I also set my priorities every day, different priorities every day. So, for example, for today, I had this session, and then I have some tracker work to do. So, that is my topmost priority, because we need to get that done as soon as possible. And then a class to conduct, right? So,
uh,
these three are my priorities for the day. So, I'll manage some time to complete these tasks today, anyhow, right?
uh,
And rest of the things, for example, if I talk about lunch, I'll not cook something special today. I'll cook something simple that takes less time, right?
right.
Or maybe later on in dinner as well. Okay, so somewhere we can cut corners.
Yeah.
Depends on our priorities, but we
So,
cannot cut corners in case of our work.
yeah, so basically, you are saying that because you have set priorities for every day, you
Mhm.
usually don't create bottlenecks for yourself. So there is no issue of clearing the bottlenecks then.
No, no,
Is that
no.
what you try to say?
Yes, because my priorities change every day. So that is why there is no bottleneck as such. Also, I've become very habitual to different routines. Like I'm not following a set routine every day, different
Right.
routine every day. So
Yeah.
that's how it's helping me. And at least 80% of your day you already know, like how is it is going to be,
How
right?
it
So
will pan out. Yeah.
yes, yes. Accordingly, we plan. So if there will be something urgent or something all of a sudden pops up, then we'll take care of that. But there
Mm.
is no dissatisfaction ever in my
Uh-huh.
mind because we already do a lot of things. So why
Right.
feel dissatisfied?
I think having a different routine every day is also very interesting in terms of
Mhm.
it never becomes monotonous, right?
True, true. Sometimes
Yeah.
routines become monotonous, and then people tend to feel bored of it, and then they tend to quit as well. But when you have
Exactly.
different routines, it's always very refreshing, right?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
But at the same time, being a homemaker, we don't love all the chores. We want to do good for the family and home, and we are responsible for everything. But not every task is enjoyable task. Sometimes it's a
Mhm.
drudgery, right? Then how do you make drudgery interesting for you? How do you make them enjoyable?
See, I do not make any boring task interesting. If something is boring or something that I do every day, so we automatically do that on an autopilot mode, right? You don't even realize that you're done with that task once you start doing
Ah,
it. So I try to do my daily household chores as soon as possible so that,
okay.
this particular task is done and now I can focus on my work. If I talk about my work, I can make that interesting, like creating videos or talking to people or classes. So I can invest a lot of time in making my classes interesting. That would help me. That would be beneficial. Doing dishes or doing the laundry or sweeping and all those things. Why to make those tasks interesting? Complete those tasks as soon as possible so that you get some
Right.
time for yourself.
Right. So I think no, you have a way of making these things enjoyable. Probably you have not realized that. Looking forward to the next task
Hmm.
makes your current task interesting, anyways.
Okay, that yes, that is also a thing.
Could
But for
be.
me, I really don't enjoy doing all these things. I
Who
just
does?
do for the sake of it because it's my
Yeah.
responsibility,
Who
my
does?
work. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Okay. Tell me, how do you identify a thin line between a rigid routine and a flexible routine?
A rigid routine and a flexible routine. Rigid, as in no matter what the situations are, you still follow the same routine. But flexible depends on the situation,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's the major difference between these
Can you
two.
identify that from a person's personality that this person may have this kind of routine?
Someone who is ambitious,
Hmm.
they tend to follow a set routine, maybe preparing for any government exam or maybe a student.
Hmm.
So having a set routine will definitely help them because they do not have to take care of other things, right?
Right.
But for homemakers, especially for homemakers, they need to have a flexible routine because
Hmm.
they are juggling a lot of roles. But other than homemakers, I feel that everyone should have a set routine just
Yeah.
because they have to focus on a single work.
Right. 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 Okay. Do you believe in this quote? Our routine is the best predictor of our future.
Yes, yes, I believe in that 100% because again, if you do not have any set routine, you tend to procrastinate. And when you procrastinate, you keep delaying your work or piling up your work and you're not able to achieve your goals as well. So it's
Hmm.
like a vicious cycle, and vicious cycles are always harmful. On the other hand, if you have set routine, good routine especially, no matter if you're following the same routine for a year or maybe for a day, but if you have a good routine, it will definitely yield you good results in the future.
And if you get one extra hour in your day, what would you
Mhm.
do?
I would take some rest because I've started noticing dark circles and I really hate them. So a little
Right.
more rest, maybe.
Right. Are you not taking enough sleep at night?
Yes, I do take enough sleep, but that is also, again, not enough for me. Like, that is also a priority,
Right.
taking
So
rest.
now tell me, how can you manage a little more rest in your day? Can you shift some priorities here and there? Is there any scope of making some time for it?
So these days, I've been busy with some important tasks. So not these days, but maybe later on, once like we are working on our web app. So once we are done with that, then I might get some more time to take rest. We need to
Wow.
earn it actually, and you earn it by completing your priorities or tasks of the day. So then you
Right,
earn a good nap.
right, right, right.
Otherwise, you keep thinking about your work.
I mean, a person like you who is setting goals day by day, I think you won't be able to rest only if you have not completed your goals. Even if you're lying in your bed, you would keep thinking about, I still have to do that. And in 10 minutes, you would get up and start doing something. Are you that kind of person?
Exactly, I'm that kind
Yeah,
of
I
person.
guessed it.
I always feel jittery if my task is pending. So better
Yeah,
complete my task or at least plan the task. For example, I'm done with 3 to 4 tasks in the morning, and then 3 to 4 are left, maybe.
right,
So I'll take rest in between, but I'll plan those pending tasks, right? Like this time I'll do this thing like that. So you feel good. You feel I
right,
mean,
right.
relaxed.
Because when you say I need to earn my rest, that itself
Mhm.
speaks a lot about you. Yeah. Well, that's it for today, Sunita. Wonderful conversation with you. If I talk about feedback, you speak very well. Your grammar is impeccable, fluency is there, expressions are there, body language is very positive, everything is fine. Just I feel sometimes you can add some phrases, some idioms at places to decorate the language, to actually hit the nail in the coffin. That's the
Yes.
only thing which can improve a little bit. Otherwise, it's really interesting to talk to you. Sometimes I wonder if I was focusing on your grammar or vocabulary at all. It was like talking to a friend and just going in a flow. So
Same
that's
here.
very effortless. Yeah.
Right. The feelings are mutual, and thank you so much for such positive feedback. I'll definitely work on phrases, idioms. I
Yeah.
love using them actually.
Actually, yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
Okay, then you have a great day ahead. Enjoy your anniversary. Yeah.
Yes.
And you have a great year of togetherness today. I mean,
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
entire year, not just today. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
ma'am.
Bye. Take care.